This interview is being presented by Intimidation Clothing. Impose your will. Uncivilize. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Be a beast among men. Adrenaline Training Center. Up your game. Change the way you train. TheDailyPunch.net. Have you gotten your Daily Punch? Area 51 Fight Gear and MMA Mind Power. Late Night MMA Radio is live Monday and Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Call into the show to win MMA merchandise. www.latenightmma.com. Join the revolution. We're very excited to be speaking to you. What are you up to tonight?
Nothing much. I was just watching a movie, Bad Teacher.
Ooh, I seen that a while back. That was bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to me about your injury. How did it happen, and how is it coming along?
It was wrestling practice. I took a bad shot, stopped right in the middle of the shot, and just tore my ACL. It wasn't really anything big. It was just something that the doctor said was bound to happen. I completely tore my ACL, and I had a surgery November 8th, and I'm about 6 weeks out now to full-time training. So it's been a while.
Oh, wow. So you've been sidelined for quite a while here. Any idea when you'll be getting back into the cage?
Before the end of the year for sure. I'll fight at least once. I'm hoping to get, if I can squeeze 2 in there, that'll be great. I just want to start competing as soon as I possibly can. So the sooner the better. But it's been over a little over a year since I fought back in March. And then before that, the fight before that was back in October of 2010. So it's been a while. And then in 2010, I fought 7 times. The year before that, I fought 5 times. So it's been a slow couple of years, so I'm ready to get back in there.
Okay, good stuff. So talk us through the Bellator tournament. What was that whole process like?
For me, it was all pretty much a blur with the whole weight cut. That was it was really difficult for me to get through. The weight cut alone was the fight to me.
Right.
I was cutting a good 30 pounds every 4 weeks for 5 months straight. So
wow.
Every 4 weeks, 30 pounds. Every 4 weeks, my body was holding on to as much as it possibly can after weigh-ins. I would come in, 20 pounds heavier the next day to fight. So, and then the next following day, just on regular nutrition, I would gain so much weight. So it was so much harder, especially being a woman, to drop that weight again. So it was really difficult for me to get down to that weight. I naturally walk around at 145, and even cutting to 25 is kind of hard for me. So cutting down to 115 each time was super difficult. So that tournament was just the fights were always fun, even though I was only fighting at 80%. But besides that, the weight cuts were the worst experiences of my life.
Yeah, in MMA you hear about some men cutting, 40-plus pounds. But for women, it seems, I've interviewed quite a few girls, and they don't cut very much weight at all.
Yeah, most women you'll find don't, especially because we're supposed to carry a lot more water because we're supposed to have kids and give birth, and our bodies are used to that type of weight. So, and it's safer for us not to. So a lot of women try to stay as close as they can to their body weight. But me, I'm shorter, and I'm a little more stocky. I've been athletic my entire life, so I put on a lot of muscle, and I walk around, like I said, at a good 145. I played college soccer at 145, so I'm not going to fight at that weight. The women are like 3 times my size, so I had to make a cut. I made a cut. I started fighting at 35, and then I dropped down to 25, and then from there I fought at 20, and then that's when I beat Rosie Sexton. She was supposed to get into the tournament, or she was supposed to be in the tournament, but when I kicked her out of the tournament by knocking her out, they asked me if I wanted that spot, and I was like, what's 5 extra pounds, and little guy, I know it was hell on earth. So
right. Let's talk a little bit about winning the tournament. What was the feeling like?
It was the best feeling ever. I mean, to just get to the tournament and get through the tournament the way that I did, it was really difficult. A lot of it's still so much a blur to me. You know, I have to have like my husband, my sister, my parents, my team remind me, you know, how the fight week went, because those entire times that I was cutting weight, I just kind of blacked out. A lot of stuff I don't remember, especially during the fights, because I was always still dehydrated. I don't really remember much, but I remember getting through it, and especially at the very end when my hand was raised and put that belt around my waist, it was just like the icing on the cake. It was the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life, and it was well earned. You know, I felt I deserved it, and it was the happiest moment ever.
Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. Did you catch the Miesha Tate versus Ronda Rousey fight?
Oh yeah, I was right there on the floor for that, so I got to see that up close and personal. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. So you were there in Ohio?
Yes, I was. I live here in Cincinnati, so it was
okay.
Columbus. It was not too far away.
Oh, good. Okay, so were you surprised with the outcome?
That's exactly what I was predicting. You know, I had a couple of interviews, and they were asking me my predictions, and that was my prediction. You know, she's an Olympic caliber a fighter, and she's too strong, you know, for her own good. And just coming up against Miesha, even though she's well-rounded, she's been around forever, but Ronda was just running through these other girls, you know, that had so many years in MMA, and doing it so easy in the same way. It's just kind of, you don't come across that much in women's MMA, you know. So I thought it was going to be pretty difficult for Miesha to try to do what she does, you know, because her whole game is wrestling and submission. But you know, Ronda, she's more explosive. She looked to be stronger, and I don't know, that girl's just a completely different animal.
Yeah, for sure. And I've had a lot of women on the show lately, Tara Larosa, Jessica they're all telling me Sara Kaufman has a shot in this next fight. I'm still not buying it. Can you convince me?
Yeah, you know, I really like Sarah, but she really has to. If she comes up with a great game plan to stay up on her feet, Ronda's going to have to be put to sleep. That's the only way that I see that girl ever being finished. Somebody's going to have to put her to sleep, you know, and that's going to be somebody that's an amazing striker that has great takedown defense, you know, because at that weight division, I don't see anybody messing with her on the ground, you know, so. In the last fight with Sarah, you know, it was fairly easy for Alexis to take her down. So it's kind of like, you know, Ronda's on a whole different level, and I don't know. It's a hard call. I'd really like to see, you know, Kaufman win, you know, because she's been waiting and she's been waiting, you know. So
sure.
And she was put on the back burner, but you know, it's as soon as Ronda gets a hold of somebody, and it's not that hard to get your hands on somebody, you know, but you have to be so much stronger to keep that person off, and Ronda just looks so strong at 35 that it's going to be hard for anybody at 35 to get that girl down. At 45, it was hard for anybody too. You know, she's a judo Olympian, and she was messing with girls that were so much bigger than her. You know, so it's just going to be so hard for anybody to get her down
sure.
or to stop her.
Right. Okay, dream fight a lot of people talk about is you and Tara Larosa. How would that fight go down?
Oh, really? It was a dream fight? She's a lot more experienced than I am. She has more years in the game. I believe in the striking department, I have the upper hand. You know, she looks to hit hard, but I believe I'm a little more crisp, and a little more. I pick my shots, you know, and I move well. On the ground, of course, it's going to be her. She's been around forever, and that's exactly what she's been doing, you know. So
right.
And she's a tough girl. Of course, I'm going to say me, you know, but I would say because I'm the younger, stronger, faster. But you know, nobody can tell unless you get there and you see how it goes. But
for sure,
that's always been a dream fight of mine. I would love to take on that challenge. You know, she's number one. It was the same thing with Megumi. Megumi was number one in the world, you know, and I took that fight on. I had nothing to lose. It's the same thing with this fight. I would have nothing to lose, you know. I have the number 2 spot. She has the number 1 spot. So
sure. I
go up against her, challenge myself, and you know, what's the worst that I can get out of that? Back to number 2, you know, right exactly where I was. So that was.
Do you think 125 will be your natural weight eventually?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's 15 was out of this world for me. It was just way too difficult.
Right. Good stuff. Any sponsors you'd like to promote, or your Twitter or Facebook?
I have both. You just search me Zoila Frosta or Zoila Gurgel. And my team, JG MMA, Tussle Fight Gear has always been there for me, and anybody else that I might have forgotten.
Awesome stuff. Thanks for giving us the time. Hopefully we talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.